They are a terrorist group. Either and women that support it the most, I'll never understand because the woman, they like to call men male chauvinistic. That's what they like to call men. I don't think there's any people on the planet more chauvinistic than gay and trans women. Trans women are men that identify as women. And if you think about it, a straight man is just, let's say a straight man that's a bad person to women, meaning he uses it for their money or using it for sex.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna get. The gay and the trans is telling women that their behind is better than their vagina. They've convinced, I think,
push sodomy on us.
You know what I think? I think BBLs when people get the body work done, right? Yeah. The makeup, they get fake butts, fake breasts. I don't like the
fake butts.
I don't like fake nothing.
Yeah,
right.
Especially the fake butts.
And so, but I think that when them fake butts started coming out and started becoming popular, I think they became popular, and the trans community let them become popular because that also helped replace women. Meaning, a woman is not defined by just her physical. A woman has the ability to have kids. Yes. A woman has a natural femininity that's in her. And when you make it superficial, where I could just get breast implants, or you can, I ain't mean to say where a woman can get breast implants, a woman can get lip injections, a woman can get the butts, then a man goes and does the same thing. Now he can tell the men the same men you trying to get at, look, she ain't got nothing but a fake butt, so do I. And I think they've used that and manipulate women, and women don't even see the play coming. Women don't see that when you support gays and trans, really you're playing a part because gays and trans are still men. So they still think with a man's conquering nature. A woman still thinks with a woman's submissive. Even lesbians, unless they like a hardcore man, like trying to be like a real man type of bulldagger type of lesbian type, even they're still feminine. Yeah. As they're being
Lots
lesbian.
of them go back to being straight again.
Right.
The pretty ones usually go back to being straight.
Exactly. And so, but that man is trying to conquer. And who is his threat? A woman. Because they don't, and the thing about the trans and the gays, they're not even trying to get another trans or gay person. They trying to turn a straight man out.
Yeah, because that's how they get them. That's why they go after our children.
Yeah.
And that Snoop was such a disappointment. I can't respect the guy.
That's why. Because
he needs to apologize, but he probably won't. That's so embarrassing that he did that.
Kids are so impressionable, and I think part of the reason that they go after straight men or straight people, period, is because at one time they were straight and somebody came at them and then turned them. And so when you attack the children don't decide what they want to be.
No.
At 3 years old, they might want to be a firefighter. At 7, they might want to be Superman or something like that. They're a kid. Their mind is about imagination. And so if a kid comes to you and they're doing something that you know they're not supposed to do, if a kid steals, you're not going to say, okay, but they must be a thief, let them steal.
Yeah, you teach them.
You're going to teach them not to do it. If a kid wears the wrong shoes, if they're a girl and they're wearing their dad's shoes, if they're a boy wearing their mom's shoes, you don't look at it. That's not a sign to say,
you say he's wearing the wrong shoe.
You see him wearing the wrong shoe and you just teach him to wear the right shoe. But I know stories of women that wanted girls, had a boy, so they raised a boy like a girl. Yeah, and, you know what I mean?
And parents are pushing them. It's the same parents that want the little black kids. Like these
exactly.
These white, it's white parents. It's also being pushed at the schools because my oldest daughter, she went to one of those liberal schools, and a lot of these girls around puberty, they're not really comfortable in their own bodies, and if they identify as a man, they get treated way better. And a lot of them will outgrow it, but sometimes they won't. And
crazy.
I had a friend who had a daughter who started identifying as a boy, and he refused to call her that. For like 2 years, they barely talked, and just recently, he started being a girl again out of nowhere, and he called me like crying, like my daughter's back, like.
Yeah, and you know why? Because he took them 2 years.
Because he refused to ever call her. He said he was still nice to her, but he refused to call her by the boy name. And 2 years later, they got to know her. She started wearing women's clothes again, started giving me hugs. He's just like, he got emotional.
That's a level of consistency that needs to exist. Like, I would never accept, if any of my children were to say that, I'm not accepting that nonsense.
As far as we have to love our kids and want them to like us, but they have to fear us a little bit too.
Yeah.
Respect you. Some of these parents let their kids walk all over them. And it's like,
and we live in a society where it's like you could discipline your kid or disagree with your kid about everything except that. Like, Think about that. Like if they doing drugs,
the courts are siding with the kids. Even I think in some of these cases,
Yeah,
kids.
that's the
father
agenda.
lost. I don't know the details, but a father like lost his kid battle with a woman wanting to turn their kid into a fucking girl. I don't know how old he is, maybe like 10 or something. That's a
crazy
evil satanic people. Probably
Yeah,
Jews.
this is a crazy like ass backward society where you just can't tell your child to be what they was born as. Because when they die, when we all die, and they look at them skeletons, they're gonna say, "Well, this was a male based on his makeup."
Yeah, archaeology says male, female.
Yeah.
No, that's something I'm not willing to cave and bend on. It's just truth. A man is a man, is a woman.
And woman is a woman.
They're trying to really push back, but people, I can't believe people are so fucking weak. They just go along with this bullshit.
Money will do that. So, and they would, and I guarantee if you got Snoop by himself, or a lot of these people, they'll tell you, "Man, I'm just doing this for money." And they do everything for money. But at some point, you have to have some type of morality that supersedes money. You can't be that poor. And Snoop is not, would imagine Snoop is not poor.
He has plenty of money, dude. For sure, he's multimillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
There comes a point there's more to money. Like I started speaking against what I saw when I saw kids getting killed in Palestine, and these guys did go after me hard. They tried canceling all my business. They were calling everyone, but luckily people I work with are loyal to me. It didn't really cost me much money, but they went after me hard. So you could understand why people are scared of those the Ashkenazi Jews, the small hats. Yeah, they go after the banking. They try to destroy you.
That's why when we started with the other guy, that's why I brought up the Kyrie Irving with his book, because
that was great.
They gave Kyrie Irving so much hell, and he didn't say anything. He just made a tweet. But that movie was able to exist on Amazon for 7 years before he said anything about it, and it wasn't a problem until Kyrie did it. That was about control. Mm-hmm. That was about dominance. That was like, how dare you get out of place? Okay. Get back in line.
Go beg apology. To the rabbi.
Go beg apology, and you got to always sit with some rabbi. I remember that happened to Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is another cat on Wild 'N Out, and he had bought this guy by the name of Professor Griff on his show, and they was talking about like who's the real Jews and stuff like that, and they canceled him. And what did he have to do? He had to sit with a Jewish guy, Kanye West recently.
That was disappointing.
When I say disappointing, because Ye was like he was like a vanguard almost as far as entertainers go.
Dropped Hell Hitler, and then he fucking
Even before that, he was saying how they wasn't the real Jew. He said, "We the real Jew too." He was battling. He was fighting him. He was fighting him for years, and he must have
kids maybe, or like that just made me sick when I saw that, because he dropped,
and then just see him sitting there with this Jewish man, and you just sitting there just bowing down.
What did they do to him? It's like, how did they get him too?
I don't know if he had a money threshold. I don't know if it's pressure. And it is a fight. Like if you're not
it's
built
a fight,
mentally, like
they went after me hard.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like you really have to have the mental fortitude. Like even in the Bible it says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places. So if you're not willing to stand on your principles and endure it, it's not that many that can survive that. He was going at it for about, what was that? I think he started in like 2023, 2022, maybe something like that.
It was before everyone. People really turned to Israel when they saw the brutality of October 7th. They're doing the children. It was before that.
Right.
I remember watching him and Alex Jones. He's like, "I love Hitler," and Alex Jones is like, "No, Jesus way." And he's like, "Don't tell me what I mean, Alex. I love Hitler." I'm like, "Wow, this guy's."
You know what's crazy though?
Balls.
If for any Christian, this is what's crazy and what's going to go over a lot of people's head. But if you're a Christian, you have to love Hitler. If you're a Christian,
you have to love everyone.
You have to love.
But that's what
they taught us.
Trying to say that Kanye meant. Kanye is like, "No, Alex, don't tell me what I mean. That's not what I'm saying."
Okay. So
he's like, "I'm saying I love Hitler."
Outside of the Christian part, he's saying I love Hitler. Is what he's saying, because if you're a Christian, you got to love Hitler. You got to love Joseph Stalin. You got to love all of them if you're a Christian.
You know what's kind of brilliant about that song, Hell Hitler? A lot of people don't even realize it. He pissed off the white supremacists for that song too, because it was a black guy saying N-word, Hell Hitler. So that pissed off while the white, you can't say N-word around and Hitler. So the white supremacists were pissed.
I bet every white person that played that song might not have said the N-word outside,
I mean, I might have rapped.
But when they,
I'm not gonna lie, I might have rapped.
but when they was
It's a
all by
banger,
themselves
bro.
in the car, turning it up,
It's a
they was
banger,
saying
bro.
N-word,
got-
Hitler, and they were saying it.
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
for
everybody
sure.
does.
It's kind of hard not to, bro. It's a banger.
Yeah, if you listen to music, if you listen to black music, it's gonna be something that you say. That's why it's
I feel
always
like if it's in the
important.
songs to be like, there's gotta be context. Like, you can't say that word in a song. To me, I think that's like silly. I do know black guys that don't use the word at all themselves either, and it's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there's some black people that don't use the word. I don't have an issue with the word at all. What made me not have an issue with the word was when I saw it in the Bible. That's kind of different for me now. When I was younger growing up, of course we all use it. And I think it's something where we just took this word, and for us, the N word is not necessary from black people's position. The N word is not confined to just calling black people that word.
Yeah.
We call anybody.
So a white person could be in a good or a bad way.
Yes.
It could be used as a negative or a positive term,
we would say a Chinese person, an Arab person. Like, we use that word. That's why it doesn't have a race epithet when we use it. But when other people use it, it has a race epithet, because they're usually most of the time always using it specifically about us. Yeah. That's what people don't understand. Like, we didn't take that word and just make it to where we only call black people that word. We call anybody that word. Like, that N word, we apply it. And if I'm talking, and let's say if I'm talking, I think I said it when you listen to the playback on the interview, I think I said it about Adam. I think I said it to Adam like twice.
Probably.
Yeah. So when so it's just a word to us. Yeah. And our way of controlling how we're treated is to not let another race call us that word. Yeah. Like, another race can't call us the N-word, a coon, a
what if it's
spear
like someone
chucker.
Close to you and he's like, would that bother you?
With somebody from another race?
Homie, another race, yeah.
Okay, I don't really have a lot of friends of another. Well, I tell you what, like
the Mexicans and shit.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if Puerto Ricans and stuff like that. No, if they was a user, it wouldn't bother me. Yeah, because they're my people. So if you're my people, you can use it. It's only if you're not my people, you can't use the word.
Yeah, the black nationalist didn't use it. I don't know if it's correct or not, but he said the reason he hates it because originally around the Marcus Garvey time, it was pushed by Jews to try to like get black people to belittle himself, and it was brought back in hip hop.
What's his name? Ayo Kamathi?
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
Well, he don't like many white people, but he's like, I don't like white people, but you
Me and him did some work together in the past. So when you it sounded like that's
because he don't like very many white people. He's like, I kind of like.
Yeah, he don't. Listen, he's
people saw me talking to white people, they would be surprised. But
you got to be able to get into these spaces. I think we got to get to a space
these conversations
where
and try to actually understand each other. Try to hear where you're coming from.
You know what to be surprised.
I stopped using that word after he said that. Because occasionally, to me, I feel like people are trying to like dominate me power wise and stuff. But I'm like, okay, you changed my opinion on that. Unless I'm singing "When Long Kanye."
Ain't nothing wrong with that, because I think if they allow us to have more of the conversation, I think we could do more help to America than hiding the conversation, because everybody's doing it, but nobody wants to face that they're doing it. And you can't heal, even if you want to call it a healing, if you want to say get into a next step, how do we get past this? You can't get past it by sweeping the conversation under the rug. That's why Trump is so offensive. Trump is so offensive because nobody wants to just face the type of country that we live in.
Yeah, and
we live in a racist. We live in a racist country, and people. I remember when people voted for Joe Biden, they thought Joe Biden was better than Trump. And I remember playing this video where Joe Biden called young black kids roaches.
Exactly. He
said, "Oh, and they touching my leg, and they remind me of the roaches
too." I think he called them right, like roaches. Damn, roaches is way worse.
Roaches is worse.
Roaches is bad. Roaches is really bad.
Yeah, Bill Clinton and Hillary the one did the super predators, but
roaches is worse though.
Yeah, he called us roaches.
Bad. That's like
and he could say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And for some reason, now if Trump would have said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, they would have crucified him.
Right.
Joe Biden says it, and they still voted for him.
It's crazy.
And
most black people voted for Biden still, right? Most black people voted
because they're thinking that Trump is going to be worse than Biden, not realizing
Democrats are
Trump
giving
and
black people
Biden are the
nothing.
same.
Yeah,
Democrats,
there's no real difference. Yeah, I didn't vote last
I
election.
would say Democrats hate black people more than